Whoo, it's warm in here. All right, beer, water, cold water, bucket. Let's get cracking. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, plan for today is actually working on the Mini for a change. I need to drop engine, subframe, as you probably heard on the podcast, or that episode might be coming out a little bit later, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, engine, gearbox, subframe, out. Chisel. There's a nice little acorn-sized hole that needs welding right where the subframe mounts. So, yeah, time to get it all out and get it prepped and welded up and back together, I guess. Easy as that, hey?
Oh my god, daises. Samer, baby.
So in terms of where we're at, head is obviously off, carburetor is off, fuel pump's disconnected, brake line's disconnected from the actual slave by the looks of it. What else is disconnected? Some of the wiring loom is, got to disconnect that. Mostly, it's more so the actual subframe mounting points is what we've got to take off today so that everything can just drop out and then be shifted forwards whilst the body is lifted up and over it. So I'm going to stick some music on and just basically start cracking on. I'm not going to turn this into a DIY channel. It's the last thing anyone wants or needs. It's just going to be more updates on the Outlaw and just sorting bits out pretty much. So this is why the subframe is coming off. As you can see, I've got a lovely little hole forming just where the subframe mounts. So time to get this off and get that hole repaired. Engine, gearbox, subframe out all together. In theory, should make life easier for myself in terms of taking the engine to bits so that it can then be sent away to be skimmed, port and polished, you name it. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see where we're at the end of the day or at the end of this vlog. So a lot of you guys know I'm not the most mechanically minded or mechanics aren't really my forte in life. There's a lot I'm still learning. There's a lot I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm currently looking at the safest possible way to basically jack up this Mini. I normally do it from the subframe mount at the front. But if I'm taking the subframe off, it doesn't leave many options. So I don't really know where I'm going to be jacking this up from, in all honesty. I'm currently on the front subframe mount, like I normally do, but there's not really much you can jack it up from. I don't really fancy jacking it up from that point, and again, I don't really fancy jacking it up from that point, so it kind of leaves me in a bit of a predicament. I've had to call in help. It's not me. I have no idea what I'm doing. It's probably the most simplest job in the world. I've taken off everything that I know I need to take off, but for everything else, I've no idea. And it's probably going to be at least a 2-man lift for the subframe because I don't fancy having that drop on me as I'm undoing it from underneath. So I've called in Richard. Richard's on his way. We're going to have a beer and yeah. I did try and speak to Mike, and Mike handed me some information about some tie rod ends, taking them off, but unfortunately my signal is so dreadful down the yard. It's great having no signal here, but at the same time, when you're trying to look out for something online, on forums, old pages, YouTube, it sucks because there's no... I was saying, there's no signal down the unit, so yeah, I can't even like search up something so simple. So I know I need to take off this brake line, which is fine, I can do that. I think the engine mount is down there, which has got to come off at some point, but I'll try and do that when the engine's out. I've probably done this in like the most awkward way possible. Nothing's labelled up, clearly, because I'm an absolute idiot. Mike, when we're on this road trip and we break down, I can offer moral support. That's all I can offer. Thank you. Have a cold one on me. Cheers, Rich. I've discovered that the tie rods need to come off because the steering box isn't actually attached to the subframe, it's actually attached to the bodywork.
Yeah, that's fine.
So tie rods need to come off. Other than that, dude, I've no idea. Game plan. Tie rods, hard line, mounts, and off, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
because rally car.
Yeah, because his is running. Taking the tie rod ends off. I never knew this, and Rich has actually pointed me in the right direction. With the tie rod ends, most people would just take the nut off and then hammer it straight down. You don't want to do that purely because you're going to end up damaging the threads. So he said, best thing to do, big old hammer, and that joint in there, give it a good whack. And it should, in theory, drop, but it hasn't. Great. I got it. And then, yeah, that should pop off. Easy. That is a very handy tip to know, and it works wonders. Sometimes, apparently, you've got to really give it a good stern whack, but tie rod lines are off. Hardline brake line, even, has got to come off, and then we're starting to loosen off the bolts to the subframe. Hopefully tonight that's going to be off. You see that? See that little silver bit right there? Yeah, I just dropped the spanner. Yeah. The new wheels might have a little bit of poke. Just a little bit. Jeez. Alright, back to it. Rear subframe bolts are out at long last. So all I'm going to do now is take these two front ones out, and in theory, all of this is going to drop. This might actually be out tonight. Engine, subframe, gearbox, everything might be out tonight, and I'm pretty stoked if it is, because if so, that's going to be huge progress, and it means I can get the welding done. We're a few beers down. We've had food. All right, two more bolts. Yeah. Okay, nope.
No?
Nope, that is taking the jack with it. Cool, yep. No.
There you go.
Situation update. I've been an idiot. And so has Richard, to be fair. So has
I
Richard.
haven't been paying attention.
Exactly.
I've been bitching and moaning about this for like 3 hours now.
It's
Like,
taken me 40 minutes to take a bloody bolt off.
I don't understand why these bolts. I've taken all the bolts out. I don't understand why the subframe's not coming out.
Anyway, the two top bolts
Sure.
might have forgotten to take them off. They're finger loose, but they're still attached, and now they're under tension.
They're the two massive bolts that hold the subframe in at the top.
Yeah, I might have forgotten about that and that one. And Richard and I are like jacking it down. We're like, why isn't it coming off? Oh, we're free.
Okay.
Yep, that's off, kind of. Yep, we are.
You didn't take the cap off then?
Oh no, that was still attached. Oh no.
Situation is not okay.
Hang on a minute, lads. I've got a great idea.
It's alright, we'll just drop it out and
We'll
see
just
what
drop
happens.
it and see what happens.
We'll fix the problems later.
Oh,
She's out.
yeah?
What's still attached?
Everything.
Right. Oh god. Hang on.
Oh, the Speedo
cable.
Speedo cable. I mean, not that the Speedo worked, but... So Richard's just gone. He's just left me. Thanks for your help, dude. I really needed that. So, current situation is... We're almost off. We are almost off. I've just got to disconnect the live terminal from the engine, from the subframe, and then I'll be able to drag that out. We're out. We are out. Engine, subframe, off the bodywork at long last. It's good. It's needed. Right, this is where you guys can all laugh at me for being an idiot again. Basically, what's happened is, this is where the subframe mounts onto. Lovely hole straight into the interior. But where I've been running the car so stiff on the suspension, it's basically cracked right along here, all the way along, over to there, and then on the inside, it's also cracking up the A panel. So all that kinetic energy of the wheel being hit on bumps and stuff, that energy hasn't had anywhere to go except for the bodywork. So this is what needs to be welded. I'm going to reassess this on another day because I don't know if this is going to be replacement floor panels or if we're able to weld a patch in and make this happen. It's been a good night. It's been a long but good night. I'm so glad subframe and engine is out. I'm ecstatic about that because that was a job I was absolutely hating and putting off to do. So that's done. That's out. I can start stripping the engine. I can get that sent away now. The plan is, like I said on the last vlog, bigger cams, twin carbs, and hopefully get this a peppy little engine. So hopefully things can start moving. While that's being sent away, I can crack on with the bodywork, get the bay tidied up, painted, welded, and yeah, I can start doing some cool stuff to it. Speaking of cool things, Richard gave me a good idea, a good dumb idea the other week. Let me show you. I mean, stacks coming out of the bonnet. So it's not going to be on a downdraft, unfortunately. That would be seriously cool. If I can have the funds to do it, then yeah, hell yeah. But we're going to try and make like a U-bend for some ram pipes coming through the bonnet. I've already got the holes already drilled, and hopefully these are relatively within the right position that needs to be. But in terms of a motorsport outlaw sort of look, I'm kind of digging it. So, Rich, I do appreciate the idea. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Can't believe it's out. I can't believe engine, subframe, gearbox is out. I can't thank Mike for helping me out from the States side of things. I can't thank Richard enough for stopping his evening plans and actually coming down to lend me a hand and point me in the right direction. So, cheers all. Really appreciate that. Thank you guys. Like I said, I'm not turning this into a DIY channel as much as I need it and as much as probably some of you watching need it. There's plenty of information out there. This is just going to be more about updates and just cracking on and making this a cool ass project for you all. So I guess the next steps now is to strip the engine, get it off the subframe, get that sent away, get the head skimmed, port and polishing, get the cams ordered and fitted, rebuild the twin carbs, paint the bay, weld up things. It's coming along. It's coming along. Considering I took it off the road in August, I miss driving it, and I miss driving it so much. So to make this much progress on it, I'm stoked. I'm super stoked. I really cannot wait for Mike to come over to the UK and to experience the Outlaw with it all done. So whenever IMM is next year, Mike and I are going to be trundling along this hopefully, and it's going to be such good fun.
Oh my god, Daze.